Here we go. All right, good. So I'm gonna show you the Jamboard on my screen, and you're gonna see it on your screen in a second. So here we are, and I want you to know that I am human like the rest of you. So I make plenty of errors. So if I'm doing something and you can't see it, you just say, hello, we can't see you, or we can't hear you, or whatever. I'm totally fine with that. I love the criticism if you provide it and it's constructive, just like I hope you guys are learning. Somebody just posted something in the chat about uniforms. I know you're supposed to wear uniforms or something like that to classes, but I mean, we're online. I'm okay with no uniform. I'll double check with Dr. Brown, but that has never been, I have never had anyone in uniform in my classes. So I'm okay with you wearing whatever you want, your favorite shirt. I don't really care. Okay. So we're going to do this. So here's what the Jamboard will look like. So let's share that. I have 700 screens up. So here we go. Okay. Can we all see that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to share it with you guys now in the chat. Okay. So we're going to copy the link, and then I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Oops. And what we're going to do is, where can I find my, oh, there we go. Oh, there's a lot of people in the chat. Hi there. Sorry, I didn't see all you. Okay. I'm putting it in there. So everybody go to the chat, and there's going to be a link there. One quick comment that I'm going to make. So does everybody see the link? Oh, I only shared it with one person. Forget me. Hold on. Everybody in the meeting. Okay. Everybody see it now? All right, guys, I don't mind on when you're here with me, like during class, if it says like one person has Tiffany's phone or whatever, I'm totally fine with that. But I would ask for exams. We got to have first and last name. So, but Tiffany, you're fine. Everybody see the link? Did we all click on it? Okay. So now I'm going to share my screen back with you, and you're going to see what you're going to do on this. Okay. So I did each group write a list of 5 things that you may have in common. Okay. So the first group is going to go right here. There's these little things on the left side. Does everybody see them? Sticky notes? No? Here, I'll go a little slower.
No, we have to download first, or at least I have to on my end. So it's in the process of downloading.
Okay. You shouldn't have to download. I shared it with everybody, but sometimes it gets funky. So everybody else download it? I mean, everybody else there?
No, it's telling me that I need to get Google Drive access for it. And I clicked request access.
Me too. It says I need access.
I have to download it as well.
All right. Well, let's wait and see. I don't usually you guys don't have to download, but what might be happening is because this is the first time you guys have ever done them, it may just want you to access your Google stuff.
No, mine says that I need to request access, and I clicked it and it said it'll send me an email.
No, it'll send me an email. Yeah, hold on.
That's what mine's saying too.
All right. So this is like typical, right? Everybody knows this is computers. I know that some people may know me in here. They have seen me before, so they know I use these, but it may make you sign into Google. Does everybody have a Google sign in?
So how do we do this now?
Yes, I signed into Google.
Okay.
Are we using the
Tiffany.
Fortis emails for the Google then? Because
What'd you say?
I have an Outlook account for Fortis, but
Yeah, you can log in with your Outlook. It should let you, it should say like Google add account. You see that?
So I'm in my Google, but it says I don't have access and I need to
What is
contact
going
board
on with this
admin.
access nonsense? Okay, hold on.
It's the same thing that it's doing for me. I'm in my Google account signed in and it's still not
All
showing.
right, hold on. I'm gonna see if I got it. Only people added.
On mine, it just
when
said
you go to your
Yes.
document on your end, Professor Alani, you have
Yeah.
to hit access and put like public so that we can see it.
Oh, it's nice. Maybe because I'm not logged in under the right. I have so many Google accounts, you know. All right, well, let's try this again and see if it works. Okay, I think I fixed it. Ready? Hold on one sec. Here we go. Try this link, guys. I'm sending it now.
I got it that time.
That worked for me as well.
Good, good. Sorry, guys. I don't. I have like 16 Google accounts, so I have to make sure I'm logged into the right one, share the right screen, and stuff like that. So, all right. So everybody in?
Miss Aloni,
Yeah.
when I was looking at it, it says we only have access to look at the file, not to like make any edits to it.
Anybody else have that problem?
In order to edit it, you have to give us access.
I know, and I just did. All
You
right, hold
only.
on. View
It just
only.
says that view only further.
Anyone? Oh, hold on. Got it. I promise it's not usually this slow to start the class. Jeez Louise, I'm slow today. Okay, try this one. Can you guys edit? Yeah, it only
Went
took us 10 minutes. Jeez Louise. Okay, so all right, good. So everybody can edit now, right? Anybody no? Thumbs down for me if you can't get it. Yay? Good, good. Good, okay, thumbs down. Tiffany, well, are you on your iPhone or on a computer?
I'm on my phone.
No, that's probably why. For class, guys, I would ask that you be on your computers, and I'll tell you why, because we do a lot of videos and things like that, and it is going to be hard to access on phones. But for now, don't worry about it.
I'm on my computer and it still says view only.
Okay, so what I want you to do is refresh your screen.
Can you let me in? I'm going for my computer.
Okay,
That worked.
all right, good. We know technology at its best, right, guys? Everybody's online doing all this crazy stuff, but it's okay. So what we're gonna do is, Tiffany, you're getting on your computer. I'm gonna randomly break you out into groups. You'll be in a breakout room. And if one person in each group should be able to see the Google Jamboard at this point, okay? So what you're gonna do is, I'm gonna show you what you do on these Jamboards. I promise you'll like it once we do it. Here we go. So this is what, nope. Oops. All right, so we're going to share my screen. All right, so what we're going to be doing on this Jamboard is, you see the little post-it notes on the left-hand side? There's a pen, there's a box for text, there's one down, and it's a square. Does everybody see it? Okay, so if you click on that little square, it'll pop up and it'll be a sticky note. It's like orange or green or whatever, right? So what you guys are going to do is you're going to do 5 sticky notes per group on your 5 different things. And then when we come back together, I'm going to give you like, say 10 minutes to do this. So when we come back together, then I want one person to represent each group and share something that you guys learned about each other. Okay. And that way I get to know you a little bit, and you get to know your classmates a little bit. What I'm going to do though is, like I said before, I'm going to take attendance real quick. All right. Do we have Jennifer Allen? Just say here if you're here.
Here.
Victoria? Norma?
Here.
Ariel? Oh, I see.
Here.
you. Good. Roxanne?
Here.
McKenna?
Here.
Sorry, I had to say goodbye to my daughter. She's going off to swim. Okay. McKenna, are you here?
I'm here.
Okay, great. Michelle?
Here.
Jamie?
I'm here.
Courtney,
Here.
Tiffany,
Here.
Leah,
Here.
another Tiffany.
Here.
Oh, Tiffany I, you're here. Tiffany L, are you here? No? Are you, oh, I think you might be switching your iPhone thingy. Kathleen,
I'm here. Tiffany's here.
yeah, but okay, Tiffany. Erica,
Here.
Jennifer M,
I'm here.
Harold M,
Here.
are you related to one of my other students?
Yes.
It's an unusual name, so that's why I remember. Antonio. You're on there as Mr.
I am
Parker.
here. Yes, I'm here.
Barbara? Here, Barbara?
Yes, yes, here.
Yep, okay. Macy?
Here.
Heather? Heather?
I'm
No.
here.
You're here, great. Hope, I saw you. Tiffany, are you here? Janice?
Which
Oh,
Tiffany?
we have 3 Tiffany's. That's crazy. All right, we have a Tiffany I, Tiffany L, and a Tiffany R. Do we have a Tiffany R?
I'm Tiffany Rose.
Great. Janice?
I'm here.
Good. And Lamecca?
Lamika, I'm here, and I wanted to say Vicky is in med surge too.
All right, and Priscilla?
Here.
Okay, so what I want to tell you guys, I don't know about that one other person, but what I will tell you is you cannot overlap classes. So if she's in med surge 2, I need you to tell her she can't be in both at the same time.
I know, I was in there first. The teacher let me out to come to your class. I sent the dean an email while I was sitting here, and again, I've asked them once. No one has responded to register as well, to let them know that we're both in 2 classes, same day, same time. I've told them, so we're trying.
Yeah, so last week they changed things, and that's why. I know I had one other student that contacted me. So don't
Yeah.
worry about it. We'll get it situated. All right, so I'm here, but I'm registered as days. I'm nights. I don't have you on my thingy. Tell me your first name.
It's Abby.
Oh, I mean, just
It's-
as it says.
I'm not on your thing for some reason. They put me in the day class and I've been in
Okay.
night class. Yeah. I don't know.
So
what
I'll send a
happened, but-
note to Dr. Brown about you and the other 2. Amani, and then who'd you tell me? Lamecca, right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Lamika Walker, and then it's Victoria Arenas.
Great. Right, awesome. Okay, so what we're doing, everybody understand what we're doing? I'll break you out into 4 groups. You put your Post-it notes on your group number. So on the Jamboard, it'll have group 1. You put your Post-it notes there. Group 2. I join in on these Jamboards, so I'll join in with you guys, but I'm gonna just randomly split you up tonight because who knows who. We're gonna do 4.
What are we supposed to put on the Post-it notes?
The 5 similarities among your group. Remember, we're not saying we're nursing students or girls or guys or whatever. We're just coming up with things. It's a way to get to know each other, okay? All right, here we go. All right, Heather is not joining probably because you're on the phone. I see you here. You should be assigned somewhere. Oh, there she goes. Barbara, you see what you're doing? I'm guessing you're joining. Okay.
I know.
All right, guys. So are we clear on what we're doing here?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody have access to the Jamboard? You don't all have to. One person can do it all if you want. Good.
Yeah, we're good.
Where's everybody live real quick? I'm from
I have
Ohio.
tests.
Can you enable the screen share for us to like look at it together?
Well, if you want to screen share, one of you, how can you do this? I'd have to let all of you share your screen. Let me go see if I can do that, okay?
Okay.
Hi, Tiffany. We're all in breakout rooms, so I'll just assign you to one, okay?
Oh, I think those are random people from other
Okay.
groups.
Nope, I don't know where she is, but. Shares. Are you able to share screens? Yay, nay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guys see it?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does everyone have a dog?
And my daughter, my middle daughter is also in Fortis. She'll be 23 in February. So she just started this semester.
Oh, good. You guys can go through it together.
Or she can wipe my hair some more. It dyed black now, but trust me. How many of you guys have children?
I don't.
I don't.
I'm donating some. They're adults, but you can.
Anybody here have animals?
I do. I have a new puppy. He's 10 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a little human.
yeah, for sure. A toddler, a baby.
How are we doing in here? You guys got it down?
We're working on it.
Yeah, just that's all. You know, you all figure it out together, right? As part of
No,
team.
we're trying.
Okay.
But
So
I
we're all
also-
meat
also
eaters.
love
So we're all meat eaters.
We're
Yeah.
all meat eaters. There you
No
go.
vegans, no vegetarians.
No vegans allowed. I don't know about Professor Alani, but no.
No. I need my meat. Trust me. I'm a
There we
meat
go.
eater. All right, you guys figured out the Jamboard thingy, whatever. As long as you can just tell us about each other, that's all. I'm not stressing about the whatever at this point, but it's good. You guys are being very creative. I love it.
I
How are we? Oh, good. Looks like we're working well here.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave you guys.
For the last couple of years of her life. So that psych it's rewarding. It's crazy at the same time, but it's definitely rewarding. And secondly, my ex-husband, I always tell people this just because I feel like it's encouraging. He was a CNA, and then he was a LPN, a RN, a BSN, and then now he has
Yeah.
his PhD. So it's
Awesome.
possible. It's
It is
possible.
possible. Yep. Yep.
I
Yeah,
like that. I like that.
Right now.
I didn't hear that.
All right, guys, I'm giving you 60 more seconds, okay? And then we're gonna come back together.
So
Okay.
do you guys want to do possible further education?
Trying to think.
All right, guys, we're gonna do 60 more seconds, okay? I'm gonna close
Okay.
the breakout soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we all like chocolate. Let's just put that.
okay.
60 more seconds out here, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna end the breakout rooms in another minute. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna give you 60 more seconds, okay? We're gonna end the breakouts in 60 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
What's that?
All right, we're almost back together. One group still holding out on us. Here they come. All right, guys. So I like joining in here in your groups. You guys are getting some good ideas there. So I allowed everybody to share screens. So I'm going to ask group one of you share your screen and tell us a little bit about your group.
I didn't hear you.
No worries. Oops, hold on. We're all coming back slowly but surely. So I let everybody share their screen so you guys can all share with us. So I'm going to ask one person from group one to share your screen, and whoever wants to talk about group one, go for it. Don't all volunteer once. Oh, yay. Thank you, Ariel. Yes, great.
Okay. Hi, I'm Ariel from Cutler Bay. So everyone in our group works in healthcare already. We've all been vaccinated for COVID. We all like the beach. We've all been out of the country, and we all like holidays.
Awesome. Where's the best place out of the country? Out of the group?
Mine was Quasimall.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Mexico.
Oh.
And I've been to Jamaica. I was actually born there.
Oh, you were? Great. So you've been out of the country and back in the country.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And COVID vaccine, it's a funny thing, it comes up because just this week, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but now we're now saying that we're not fully vaccinated unless we have the booster on top of it. So now if you're six, you got to be 5 to 6 months out. But that was an interesting new finding that is really related to our class quite a bit, because vaccines is a huge part of us, community nurses. But so now we have all these people that are like trying to get the booster, you know, and the appointments are the same problem again. So it's just funny that we brought that up. But I'm glad you guys are all vaccinated. I don't give you my input on vaccines. I think everybody got to do them, and I do me and you do you. So but that is a big hot topic right now, so we'll talk about that quite a bit in our class. Favorite holiday of any of you guys in group one, what was it?
Pete likes his birthday the best. And I like Halloween. I like spooky
Awesome.
stuff.
Good.
I love Christmas.
Oh, nice. So we're all around the calendar then there. All right, awesome. All right, so Ariel, stop sharing. Group two, I need you to share your screen and you're going to tell me about your things. Thank you, Leah.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Leah. I am from Pensacola. So are we saying who is in our group, or are we just saying, just going over it?
Just everybody in the group contribute something. That's all I
Okay.
ask.
Okay, so something we all have in common is that we are all hungry right now. And this is a revolving topic because we all also like happy hour and Mexican food. So obviously food came up a couple of times. We all have iPhones.
Good.
And we all currently work in the healthcare field. And we are all definitively or at least 80% sure that we are wanting to further our education after our associate.
Awesome. Great. All right. Tell me, everybody's hungry. Did nobody have a snack? It's like a weird time of day, right? Because it's 6 o'clock.
It's dinner. A snack isn't going to cut it for my body right now. It's dinner time.
All
I'll
right.
have to
Somebody
get
from that
used to it.
group, tell me what's your favorite drink at happy hour.
Oh,
Yeah, we decided margaritas was probably
Yes.
all around nurses drink.
definitely.
I
That
agree.
and the rum punches. If anybody's ever had one of those.
Those are pretty good too. I'm a wine drinker, but that's because I'm old. But all right. And let's hear one person or two people out of that group. What do you do in the healthcare field?
I work for a managed care organization for a Florida health plan. I do utilization review for hospital admissions, medical necessity.
Great.
And
I work
and
in
I would
labor and delivery as a tech.
Oh,
cool.
right. One of my labor and delivery people.
Yep.
And furthering education, what do you guys want to do?
I was telling them for me, I've done right now I do wellness because I'm in school, but I was a wound care nurse for the last 10 years. So I was telling them I was really debating between wound care and psych nursing. I know that's growing really big for nurse practitioners. So I was saying I'm kind of debating between the two of those.
Yeah. And I love that you bring that up because mental health right now is at an all-time high. COVID, as all of you guys know, we'll talk about this in class throughout the time, but COVID has changed people dramatically. I mean, kids all the way from little people to old people. So I see it all the time in the school, and there's a fear of going places, not wearing a mask. The mom and dad don't want them vaccinated. My friend's vaccinated. My friend's mother has I mean, it has changed kids and the way they see the world so much. So I really like that you guys said something about mental health. This is huge in all of nursing. I don't care what arena you work in, you're going to deal with mental health. So good, very good. All right, thank you, group 2. How about group 3? Anybody? Yes, thank you. Do you go by Jen or Jennifer? You might be muted. I can't see you anymore. Hello? I can't hear you if you're talking. Can anyone hear her?
Well, I call her both. She's out of Utah with me.
Okay, so you'll do it for us then.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we all found out that we have boys, sons, anywhere
Oh.
from 1 to 4.
Okay.
We're all over 5 feet, ranging from 5'1" to 5'10".
Whoa. You guys are
We all
tall.
love pizza. Yeah, I'm the 5'10" one. We all love pizza. We all love chocolate of varying types, whether it's just chocolate candy, chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream, whether it's light chocolate, medium chocolate, dark chocolate, and we all love the outdoors.
Awesome. Tell me something about sons that we see. I love to hear about family. So how old are the kids? Anybody in that group?
My son is 34.
34. Is he married?
He was, yes.
Did you like the daughter-in-law or no?
Yes, I did. We get along very well.
That's amazing. You never liked the daughter-in-law, right?
No, we still get along.
Oh, that's cute.
Mhm. Yeah.
Somebody else?
So I have 4 boys. They range 21 to 5.
Oh my gosh. 21 to 5. Are they all pretty good or no?
Yeah, I mean, they're all night and day. They're all different personalities. So yeah, they're pretty good.
Gosh, you're gonna be you take care of school age kids for what? It'll be like 30 years, right?
Forever.
That's cute. All right, pizza. All you guys like pizza? Plain toppings? What's the deal?
long as there are no mushroom or olives or that nasty whatever fish stuff they put on it.
No anchovies.
Yeah, the anchovies are just disgusting.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny. I will tell you, I'm very partial to pizza from the East Coast, and I'm now outside of Denver, and boy, this pizza stinks. We can't find a place that is even worth the pizza, so
I
feel bad
understand.
for you guys.
We lived in New Jersey for a couple of years too.
Yeah. You know, it's the bagels, the pizza, you know, all that stuff, right?
My
All right,
husband
awesome.
loved going to Philadelphia to get their Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh,
Philly
cheesesteaks too.
cheese, yeah.
And pretzels are pretty good too in Philly. I forgot about that. All right. You guys are way taller than me. I will tell you, I am not over 5 feet. So you're towering over me already. All right, group number 4. I know there's somebody out there that'll share. Thank you, Norma.
Okay, so in our group, we were all meat eaters, no vegetarians or vegans, all also work in healthcare, and we all have tattoos and piercings and long hair.
Awesome. I like the way you guys did yours. So you didn't do it as sticky notes, but you figured out how to add text. Oh, perfect. Tell me somebody, what's the biggest tattoo? Who's got the biggest one?
Ooh, that's
You
a
don't
great
have to show us.
I can't speak for anybody else, but I have one that starts on my back and then it wraps around my shoulder, like to my chest. I don't know.
What is it
Anybody
of?
else? It's angel wings. My father passed away when I was 6, and I always feel like I have like a protective angel somewhere around there. So that was the inspiration behind that.
I love that. I really do.
That's nice.
Who else has a tattoo that they like? You all have them, so somebody's got to like their tattoo.
Right.
I hope.
I got
Norma,
a
what's your
lizard on
tattoo?
my ankle. I have a lizard on my ankle and it's orange and blue for the Gators. That's where I got my bachelor's at.
Oh, cool.
And
What's
my
your
middle
bachelor's in?
name, my maiden name was Lazard, which is lizard with an O at the end. So they always called me Lizard. So
That's cute.
it was
What's your
fitting.
other bachelor's in?
It's in food science and human nutrition.
That could totally help you though in nursing. I will tell you that.
Yep.
You know.
You would think it would help me make better food choices, but
Listen, you can't practice what you preach, right?
yeah.
All right. Now, this is a very good one. Piercings. I love it. So we'll go with the craziest piercing and when you got it or why you got it. I mean,
So this
everybody's
isn't
got
a
fear.
crazy piercing, but my mom is actually in this class too. And when I was 13, I asked to get a bar across my ear and she refused. She was like, how about we get you a belly button piercing? And I was just like, that is way worse than an ear piercing. Let's go. So she promised my sister that she could get her nose pierced and she was 16 and me that I could get my belly button pierced thinking we would back out of it. And neither one of us backed out. So she kind of just had to let us get the piercing because we called her bluff.
That's hysterical. She was like, oh yeah, you could do this. Please
I
don't do it."
honestly thought they wouldn't go through with it because this thing that they used to do the piercing was like huge. And I was like, oh, they're not going to do it. But they did.
Oh, that's hysterical.
I was the person that all the people in my grade were just like, Macy's parents let them get her belly button pierced.
That's
and
funny.
I took it out by the time I was like 16. I was just like, never mind. I don't need this.
That's funny. I did the same. I did a piercing in my belly button, but I was 19 at the time. And I came home and I was super excited to tell my mom. I was very, very close with my mother. And I came home and told her, and she stood in the kitchen, hysterical, crying. We were connected that way. I'm like, Mom, I'm 19. Like, what are you talking about? So I feel your pain, Barbara. I know. But that's really a great story. I'm glad to have both of you with us because you'll learn about me. There's nothing I value more than the relationship of a mother and a daughter. So it's amazing you guys are doing this together. All right, we're going to, all right, so you're going to stop sharing your screen. I'm really glad we did that. And what I want you guys to take out of that, it was so that we could find fun stuff about each other, right? But think about, you guys just created communities among one another. You have a community of all meat eaters who have tattoos, long hair, and piercings, right? Wasn't that the group? Yes, I think so. I sometimes double guess myself. Anyway, but that's a community, right? And that's, you guys all have something in common. So I bet if you sat around talking about tattoos, you're not going to say, why would anyone get a tattoo? Blah, 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 you know, right? So think about, we just created a community among our class. I want you to think of our class in the same way. We're all in this to learn. We have that in common, I hope. Number two, we all care about people or we wouldn't be in this industry. That's for sure, right? We are a community of people. I would not meet you guys probably if I wasn't facilitating the class, but you wouldn't meet me either if you weren't taking the class. You wouldn't meet each other. So I want you to really think about as we go through this. We will do a couple of group projects, and you know, I know, trust me, I've done group projects, and I was always the one who would make sure I did the group project, and then everybody could add to it. So I know that kind of mentality because I did that. But what I want you guys to remember as nurses, and I will tell you this, I believe this from the bottom of my heart, you have to work as a team. You're never, if you stand alone, you're going to fail. So remember, when we're doing these group building projects and things, it's really to help us learn how to work with people, whether we like them, don't like them, live near them, talk to them, agree with them, right? We have to, you know, and a lot of us are LPNs already. So, you know, you got to learn to work with people, and that's part of nursing school. It's teaching you to do that, and you'll appreciate it later on. I had 20 students that I went to nursing school with at night and on the weekends, and I still am in contact with some of them. You know, some of them didn't even go into nursing. They got their nursing degree and then said, forget this. But so just remember, we're creating a community right here, okay? And I want you to remember that and to think about that. I want you to see me as a facilitator, not as a any higher or lower than you. We all got to look at each other on the same playing field. Like I started the class telling you, and I'll say it throughout the entire class, I make plenty of mistakes, but I'm human. So I hope that we can all learn from each other and make this a really positive place. I put my cell phone number out there on my instructor information. I'm happy to have you text me. I will tell you, I may not answer immediately. I'm a big Dallas Cowboys fan, but you know, the season, their playoffs, who knows what's going on. So like maybe this weekend, probably not a great time to text me, but I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. You can text me anytime. It just may not, you know, I may not be able to answer right away. I will tell you also, I get about 50 emails a day from my Fortis email. So if you send me an email and I don't respond in a time that makes you feel comfortable, then you feel free to text me and say, I sent you an email. I haven't gotten a response. What do you think? Okay. Because I'm totally fine with it. So check out that number. I want you to print out my contact information or just have it handy, like in your phone. You can add me. I mean, make ugly faces at me because you won't like me halfway through or something, but just put me in the phone so you guys got it. Okay. I try to be very, I have a very dry sense of humor. So if you think I'm saying weird things, it's because I'm trying to be funny. If you ask my husband, he says my sense of humor is horrific. So, you know, whatever, but he thinks he's super funny. So, you know, that's how it goes. But so if you don't get my dry sense of humor, I apologize, but some of you I know will. So, and I hope you appreciate that. What we're going to do right now is I always give a break in the class. And tonight's class, like I said, we have to go over like, you know, rules and regulations and what to expect kind of thing. So it's kind of dry. So what I was thinking of doing is doing like 10 minutes of starting it, and then we'll take a break for 10 minutes, get something to drink, get something to eat. When we take our breaks, I'd like you guys to shut the camera off, shut your volume off, do whatever you want to do for the 10 minutes. And then, but I do ask that you come back because our class members is a 2-hour class, and this class is very, very, very intense in content. So if you're repeating the class, welcome back. I'll do everything I can to help you succeed. That's my goal. Let's take a look at the PowerPoint. I will tell you the PowerPoint is something that every single community class has gotten this week. We all work together and we all plan together. And so a lot of times the content is going to be the same. So I'm going to share my screen if I can do that. Let's see. All right, so I'm only going to share mine. All right, so we are here now on our, come on. Okay, we're here now on our PowerPoint. And this is coming from, like I said, all of the instructors that are online. So we all worked on this together, and Dr. Brown is on this as well. So I want to start with, how are you feeling today? Because you're starting a class. For some of you, this is a second class. This is a repeat. For some of you, this is a first class. I don't need to know that unless you want to share that, and that's up to you. I don't know if you've taken a class before, but I want you to just throw out there, how is everybody feeling today? I know we're hungry. We got that down.
Miss Alani,
Mm-hmm.
do you realize it looks like that the smiley face is flipping you off?
I thought the same thing. Oh my God.
You did? Look, he only has 4 fingers. Look,
No, you have to really count though. I had to count them to
I'm
make
sorry.
sure.
That is very bad of me. I actually, so everybody changed the picture on this one slide, and I
think
picked
it's
this
just
one.
their
Of course, I
minds,
picked the
'cause
one.
I saw this.
Oh,
like-
good. All right, as long as one person
Yeah.
saw it that way.
I saw the same thing you did, but my 15-year-old is sitting next to me and she's watching, and she literally said the exact same thing. She said, "Why would she post something flipping
So
you
sorry.
off?"
Okay, so it's his pointer finger. I promise. It's his pointer finger. He's only got 4. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, we're getting off this picture then. And I will ask, how are you feeling today? Let's go with that one, okay? How are you feeling today? Anybody, throw it out there.
Feeling good, optimistic.
Good.
Tired.
Tired. Gotcha.
I'm overwhelmed. So, but
Yep.
that too shall pass.
Yep. Nope. I think a lot of people probably are, whether they share it or not.
We're all
I've been
stressed out.
overwhelmed since I started nursing school. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a welcoming packet for nursing.
Absolutely. And
That
the
and
thing you have
stress.
to remember when you're feeling overwhelmed, which there's nothing I could say because I've been there and I know that there's nothing you can say when someone feels overwhelmed. But all I can say is that you've made it this far. So you got to remind yourself every day, like, I made it this far. I can keep on going. Okay, guys, keep that positive attitude. It'll carry you a long way. Anybody else? Stressed, I see.
Ready to get through the course and get on with
Move along with life.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, I got it. I totally understand. Well, I'm glad to hear some positive. I'm glad to hear some real. I'm feeling excited to teach you guys. I really enjoy teaching. And I hope that you guys are going to be as successful as you want to be. And really, it's in your hands. I'm there to help. I'm always there to help. But I need you guys to take the accountability that you can do this, because you can, and I know you can. So remember that. All right, so we look at our orientation thingy. So the first page talks to us a little bit about online learning. I just have a couple notes that I want to add on to this. But so online learning, we want to know that with our online learning, now is this anyone's first online class? Good. It shouldn't be. I can't see everybody, but it shouldn't be your first one. But what I want you to know is that I am sensitive to know that it is online, and internet access sometimes is a problem. I know that when there's storms and things like that, we've come across that. But what I really want you to know is that I'm your first contact for anything. There's a lot of guidance here. It's not just me talking. We're going to look at our modules and our syllabus and stuff, and there's like tons of information on there. What I want you guys to realize is that there's a lot of things we're going to do. We're going to have assignments during the week. We're going to have exams. We will not have quizzes. We will have 3 exams. Work needs to be completed by Sunday at midnight, Pacific Standard Time. I know it doesn't make any sense because nobody's on Pacific, but that's how Fortis works. So for us, that's 3 a.m. on Monday. Well, for East Coast, it's 3 a.m. Monday. But what I usually guide students to do is have everything in by midnight your time, because that way you have a little leeway. Okay. You're going to meet people from all over. I have many different campuses here. Know that you guys are creating your own schedules, meaning if you have a class that's requiring you to have an exam, and you will have that, our exams overlap with other classes. So make sure that you're scheduling, planning, doing all that stuff. I want you to be respectful and kind to everyone in our class, because we're all in this together to try to learn and to succeed. So think about that when you're saying, why is this person doing that? Why is that? What I want you to know is that I'm a partner in this, and I told you that already. I'm just here to facilitate the class. So I want you to participate, because a lot of times you guys have stories that will fit in. And I found in nursing that sometimes stories is not everything, but sometimes when you're applying concepts, stories really help you understand. Okay. So here we go. I need you to write these numbers down, please. Who you are going to contact first is always going to be me. Like I said, email, text, whatever you want. And our next level above me is Dr. Lundy. Her email is on there and her phone number is on there. But what will happen if you go to her and you don't go to me is she just comes to me. So it's kind of just follow the line, the course, so that you go to me, then you go to her, and then you can go to Dr. Brown. She's the last case. But if you go to anyone other than me, they're just going to send it back to me. So it's kind of silly. We talked about this online communication. Please be respectful. No, I don't expect profanity, but we know that, but I don't think I have to tell you guys are professionals. All right, so our schedule and attendance. Okay, this is very important. So I need everybody to pay attention to this. Attendance is mandatory in the class. You do need to be here. You do need to have your cameras on. You do need to be in attendance every week. If something pops up, of course, I understand that, but I have to assume that if I don't hear from you, you are absent for the class, and Dr. Brown wants 0 absences. So it's a requirement. 2 activities usually throughout the week. Sometimes we have discussion. We only have like 3, so it's not that bad, discussion boards, because to be honest with you, I find them kind of silly. You put a bunch of stuff out there, you write a little response. I don't find it as interactive as some other things. Know though that our policies and procedures is in our handbook, and that speaks to this. Make sure when you're doing your activities, classes start at 12 a.m. Monday and end at 11:59 Pacific time. Okay. I usually post stuff Sundays for the class for the upcoming week. So keep your eye out on Sundays. That's usually when they get in. Remember, Pacific time, we just talked about, just try to do midnight your time. It just makes it easier.
Miss Alani.
Yep.
Do you usually on Sundays when you send out stuff, do you send out the PowerPoints early?
I can, sure, I can. The reading PowerPoints, you mean?
Yes.
Yep, I can. So if you guys would like that, then I will start doing that. I did not send them this week because I wanted to touch base with you guys and see how you felt. Sometimes people find them overwhelming. I use some of the PowerPoints during teaching. So, good to have, right? Our late policy. And guys, I have to be really strict on this one, and I'll tell you why. Because students, if you're not strict on any of these policies, if I make an exception for one, then everybody wants the same exception. And so then I can't do it. So pretty much late work policy, I'm not going to accept it. I can't anymore. I can't accept it unless you have gotten prior approval. So if you think you're going to be late on an assignment, you need to just send me an email and say I'm going to be late on the assignment. And as long as it's reasonable, I'll be okay with it. But you will get a 10% deduction regardless. I mean, if it's something life altering, then of course, I'm flexible, but but you're gonna get a 10% deduction. Assignments, we're gonna talk about in a little bit how assignments work. They're important to your grade, but they're not gonna be looked at unless your exam grade is what it needs to be. So, and that always comes up usually after the second exam. All right, we're gonna pause right there. And we're gonna pause right there and we're gonna take a 10-minute break. It's 4:59 my time, so it's 6:59 your time. So I want you guys back here at 6:09, whatever. 7:09, 6:09, 7:09. Okay, 7:09, 5:09 my time. Shut your cameras off, shut your videos off. It's fine. If you want to send me a message in the chat, I'm certainly willing to take a look at them. Okay, but I'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
Miss Alani, you have to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Priscilla. See?
You're welcome.
I'd be talking to myself and then like, where is everybody? Okay, so we're gonna finish up our PowerPoint and go over our policies. I'm going over with you now because my experience in the past has been that sometimes people say, we were never told that. So we all know, we're all here together, we're all hearing attendance, we're all hearing exam policies, all that stuff, right? So important to remember when we're doing this, that we are all hearing this, we're all on the same page. What I'm going to do is I'll take attendance after break because a lot of times people have been going MIA on me after break. So we just have to be here for the 2 hours. I know it's a long time. I know it's only Tuesday, which is good, but you know, I woke up this morning and I'm like, oh, it's Thursday already. I'm like, oh, no, I got a long week ahead. So I know how it feels. I know Tuesday sometimes will feel like a Friday for you, even though the week just started. So on that note, let's take a quick attendance. Just do the same thing for me again here. And if I don't hear you, then you're not here. Jennifer. Here. Victoria, oh, she's in the other, we know about her. Norma.
I'm sorry, did you say Heather?
No. Nope.
Okay, sorry.
Norma.
Here.
Great. Ariel. Roxanne. See what I mean? People go MIA on me on break. McKenna.
Here.
Michelle. Jamie.
Here. Here, sorry.
Courtney, who was here? Sorry.
Michelle.
Awesome, thank you.
Sorry, Ariel's back.
Ariel's back, good. Courtney.
Here.
Okay, Tiffany, I.
Here.
Leah.
Here.
Tiffany L.
Here.
Okay, let's see here. Kathleen.
Here.
Erica.
Here.
Jennifer.
Here.
Oh, there's 3 of us in here. Look at that.
I know.
That's not that unusual if you're from a certain age category. I won't disclose that age category, but Harold. No.
Here.
Antonio. No. Barbara.
Here.
Sorry, I'm here. I was muted.
No worries. You have on you, Parker. Where are you? There you are. Okay.
Yeah, Harold's here.
Who's here?
Harold.
Harold. You back? Harold. Where are you?
Yeah. I'm on the right there on the screen.
I'm sure you are. I don't see you, but I think
He shows up as Pete.
It does show
Yeah,
up as Pete because you go by Pete, right?
Yes.
You got Barbara too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Macy.
Here.
Heather. Hope.
Here.
Tiffany.
Heather.
Thanks, Heather. Tiffany.
I don't know, but I am.
That's you, Tiffany Rose. I see you. Janice.
Here.
Lamecca. Is that right?
I'm Lamika. I'm here. The A is off the end, and she's creative.
And Priscilla. There you are. Awesome. Okay, guys. All right. So we're taking a look at, we'll go back to our PowerPoint and we'll share that with you. Where are we? Here we are. My terrible picture that I'm going to change after class. That's for sure. Okay. So we were here, we were on our late policy. Okay. Like I said, if it comes to late and I don't know about it, it's a 0. So if I know about it, you get a 10%. If I don't know about it, it's a 0. So be very careful on assignments that we do, okay? We just talked about attendance. It's mandatory. In addition, Dr. Brown watches the grade books for this part. So she will watch on a Monday or a Tuesday. If you don't have your submissions for the week, that's counted as an absence and you can't have that. So if you haven't communicated with me, she'll send me an email and say, why is this not submitted? And if I don't know why, then she'll say you're not attending. And so if you don't do 2 weeks worth on time, then she says you're dropped, and she will drop you without even me knowing it. So be very, very conscious of your time on these things. When we look at our steps to success, this is something that you guys know by this point. You wouldn't be this far in the program if you didn't. But what I want you to do is some good techniques might be to get a calendar or use your phone or use your computer, whatever you guys use, right? Look at on your Monday morning to know what you got with the week ahead, okay? There is a ton of reading. You guys have to do the reading. I will tell you, the exams come out of lecture, reading, assignments, all of it. So if I don't cover a topic in class, that does not mean it's not going to be on an exam. It's in your reading, so you have to read. We used to do interactive lessons. We don't do them anymore, so that's not there. Attend sessions.
I had a question about the textbook.
Yep.
It's supposed to be virtual. Is there a code or something, or is it just already in Canvas?
No, it should be in your student resources.
Okay.
Okay, so you look it up and it's all online. And guys, I know it's hard to read the textbook online, and I'll tell you why, because I've already read your textbook. It's hard and you got to really focus. And I will tell you, I wear glasses on the computer nowadays because my eyes are so tired from reading online. And so, but you have to do it. Make sure you guys are looking at your rubrics on your assignments. There have been students that have said I'm a hard grader. I will tell you, when I'm grading your assignment, I have the rubric clicking as I grade it. So I'm not hard on them. I just follow them. Okay. So I need you to read those rubrics and say, have I got this? Did I get this? And grade yourself with the rubric. All assignments completed, and studying is going to be a key for, as always. We're going to skip this one because we just talked.
Is the book available to buy?
Some students have. I don't know if it's on Amazon. I don't know where they've bought it, but some have bought it. I will tell you, I don't think the bookstores carry it though. Fortis bookstores. So we went over this already. I want you to make sure you have my information down so that you have a number to reach me if you need it for any emergencies. And I will tell you, emergencies come up. So just put it in your phone or put it on your computer so that you guys can contact me if you need me. I want you to print the syllabus, regardless what we cover in class, because sometimes we get, we talk about different stuff. Regardless what we cover in class, what is on the syllabus is on the exam. So those chapters that we cover are all on there. So make sure you have the correct textbook and edition. I believe it's edition 7. I'll check on my resources, but I'm pretty sure it's edition 7. And it's a little.
Can you please explain?
Yeah.
Can you explain to me again? I didn't quite understand the whole concept of the 10% or 0%.
Sure. So if you do not contact me and tell me that something has come up, or, I don't even want to use a bad case scenario, but the dog, whatever, you have some rationale that we can both agree is reasonable, then you can submit late work to me for up to a week. So you have from 1 to 7 days to submit the late work, but that's only if you get my approval. If you do not get my approval and you just submit it late, you don't get credit.
Thank you.
And after day 8, see, trust me, I'm a little because of COVID and the world we live in. Your best bet is communicate with me, because I have to follow the guidelines and I follow them, but I'm also human, like I said. So things are due. We know when the big things are due. So what we should do is plan for the big things, and the little, weekly things, everything needs to be on time, of course, but, just communicate with me. That's the best thing I could tell you. You're better off that way. This is in our PowerPoint 3 times. Attendance during live sessions is mandatory, so you cannot watch a recording on them. Okay. I think that is some of the benefit of Fortis. I think that's really great, because not having a lecture really cuts out a lot of learning, I feel like. And I hate to say lecture because I like discussions better, but so just remember that. Review sessions. We do review sessions. We do them before the exams. All of the community instructors will do a review session. Sometimes if something comes up like Thanksgiving, I didn't do one because I usually do my review sessions on a Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. my time, which would be 6 p.m. your time. All review sessions will be recorded and posted for you guys prior to the exam. We cannot emphasize enough how important the review sessions are. It's going to help you be successful, trust me. So if you ever need tutoring, I am here. I will hold office hours for you guys after class, the hour after class, but just make an appointment with me. But I'm available to tutor. I'm available to do whatever you guys want. Remember, I'm helping facilitate the class. So whatever I can do to help you understand the content is my goal. All right, so this is on our syllabus, and this is where it gets interesting and for some confusing. All right, so in order to pass this class, you need a 78% on your 4 exams, okay? You're gonna have 3 unit exams, and then you'll have your, at the end, the HESI. So between those 4 exams, you have to have a 78% to go anywhere, okay? So if you have a 76 average, you don't pass the class. Doesn't matter if you get 100 on all your homework assignments. Okay. So the reason we're doing this is because we want you to pass your Nclex. A HESI is a really good preparer for the Nclex. So you want to make sure you're studying. But what I will tell you is that your assignments are going to be important as well. Because if you don't do them and you have a 78 average on your exams and you don't do the assignments, you will still fail the class. So the assignments come in handy because they're another 20% that can help up your grades, okay? So our vulnerable population is our biggest one. And you're going to be doing a PowerPoint for me on that, and that'll be 8%. This week you have your professional development plan, which will be due Sunday at midnight. That's 2%. We have a case study group project that's going to be 1%. You guys have the Nclex questions, which we do, I think it's 4 times, 2 times throughout the class. You have your HESI case studies. It's another 4%. You have your Kaplan, and then you have discussion questions and group projects and why our classes. So it's pass or fail, but you have to pass that. Okay. So really it's 80% is exam grade, 20% is everything else. Okay. Here's where I want to make this very clear to every single person sitting here. You have to have a 78 or above in order to pass a class or to get any credit for homework. So I've had students come to me at the end and they're like, well, I have a 77, but you know, I got A's on all the homeworks. Unfortunately, that's not the way this works. So minimum passing of 78 is required for the class. We'll talk a little bit about exams. You guys should be comfortable with ExamSoft at this point. We are going to make sure that we have our exams downloaded 48 hours prior to our exam sessions. Exam sessions will be our class of the week. So like in 3 weeks, we have an exam. It'll be Tuesday, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. They need to be downloaded before. For all of you who have taken classes before, you have to have 2 sets of technology. You need your computer and your phone, and then it's proctored by 2 instructors. Okay. And you submit it and you upload it, and be sure to log out when you're done. No exceptions on the exams. If you have any accommodations in place, those will take place. But remember, they're Zoom proctored, these exams, so you got to be on the camera, and the camera has to show you and has to show your screen and show your paper. You have to have photo ID, and they can be proctored on campus, but you have to work with your dean on that because I don't have any access to exams on campus. Ooh. we're really emphasizing with you guys, contact the instructor if you have any problems or need additional help. Here we're going to look at our homework assignments. I can't emphasize enough, you guys need a calendar or something to write everything down. You want to plan it, review your syllabus, figure out what you got to do, prioritize, complete the work, and submit the work. So work is submitted by midnight on Sunday. So this is just a way, like a little calendar thingy that we like give to you. So you put the syllabus next to the calendar, and then like you put on there, what's this for the week and stuff like that, okay? Here it is, late work again. Anybody have any questions on the late work? We have to be pretty rigid on that one, so. Your Nclex questions, you guys should have had this already in another class, but that's through your Saunders. If you're retaking the class, when you click on the review link, you just gotta select all questions or something, but if you have a problem, you'll call me. So, and there's very strict instructions on these, but we'll go through them the week before, because I mean, this really means this is going to be hard for you guys at this point. Nclex questions, you get your score, and I cannot accept screenshots, okay? So it's submitted on there. You submit it as a PDF, and then it pulls up for me what questions you got right and wrong and like the concepts and stuff. So that's what needs to be submitted every time for your Nclex. I think your first Nclex is a couple weeks from now. We have a HESI case study and the exam. This will all be following instructions. We'll go through this if you have any questions when we get to this. I just feel like it's a lot for you guys right now. Let's see. Okay, here's an example of a rubric. I'm going to pull it up for this week's assignment so we can go over that. Because rubrics is, I told you, the rubric on my computer screen pops up on one side and the paper pops up on the, so the paper's on the left, rubrics on the right. I click the rubric as I go through. So know that if you want good scores on these things, just follow those rubrics. That's the best you can do. APA is something that has been a problem because I'm not sure we've used APA like we do in this class. The reason APA is so important is because the further you go in nursing education, the more you're going to use APA format. Where I want you to reference is Purdue OWL. It's a website where you can go on, you look up what are you referencing, and it'll tell you how to do it. Make sure you have stuff that's less than 5 years old. Make sure your research relates to your topic, and summarize your key points in your own words. I do not accept cut and paste off the internet. That's plagiarism, and I will tell you I have zero tolerance for that. The assignment, you will not pass the assignment if you handed it to me. You will not. And guys, I can't emphasize enough to you that I know when something is being cut and pasted off the internet. It's like so obvious because we get to know each other really well. I don't speak particularly, in statistical comments. So if I came to you and was talking statistics to you, you'd be like, what's she talking about? That's not how she talks. So I know what you guys know, and I know the wording and the language. And I will tell you, I've had several kids, several students that have done that, and they failed the assignments. So don't waste your time, because what I will tell you is Dr. Brown has zero tolerance for it as well, and she will kick you out of the program for plagiarism. So don't do it. Like, it's not even worth it. It's almost worth not doing it if you're going to do it. All right, so taking exams, we went through this, they're timed. I'll give you a whole thing on exams later. This is our Kaplan review. You're gonna have to remediate on your Kaplan review like you should have. Have you guys done the Kaplan review in another class? Yeah, so you guys know, you got to remediate to get the credit. Okay. All right, your HESI is going to be scheduled through your campus. You will get notification from your dean, who will tell you when it's scheduled. And so what I want you to remember is keep an eye out for that when HESIs are coming up. You usually get it about week 8 or 9 because you take HESI in 10 or 11. So you have an assigned date and time. They were doing on campus, But now with COVID and everything, I'm not sure what they're doing, but we'll see that the closer it gets. The benchmark for it is 900. You have to do remediation for it. If you don't do remediation, you get a 0. Now remember, your HESI is 20% of your grade. So remediate your HESI because otherwise you'll get a 0. Okay. Exam security, we know this. Oh, all right. We're at questions. Anybody? So we went over a bunch of stuff. So I know there's going to be questions. What's our thoughts, questions about assignments, about what are we thinking?
Solani, actually, I do have a question.
Good.
I noticed that you said that the reading, we should download that from the student resources. The book itself. But then you also said something regarding PowerPoints. You advise us to print out the PowerPoint and then just go along with it and take notes while you're in class, or what's the best way to utilize the PowerPoint?
All right, so the PowerPoints come from the book. Okay, so what the PowerPoints tend to do is guide your reading a little bit. So what I would probably do if I were you is take the PowerPoints, read the chapter with the PowerPoints. During class, we'll go through stuff and I'll throw things in there. So you're going to use it like both twofold. Sometimes I don't use the PowerPoints, but sometimes I do. It really depends on the topics and what we're discussing. So print them out, have them for yourself. So I will send you guys at the end of class tonight. I'm going to make notes because I make notes about everything, but I'm going to send you all an email. The email is going to have 4 chapters of PowerPoints on it, 1, 2, 3, and 21. That's our reading for the week. What I would do if I were you, print those PowerPoints out, go to the reading, read along, put little notes as you read, okay? And then we're going to cover, we have a bunch of chapters to cover, but we spend a lot of time on this orientation this week. So I'm going to try to cover 1, 2, and 3. They're kind of like fluffy-ish, you know? So I'm going to try to cover those either the end of class tonight or next week. So does that answer your question about PowerPoints? Great.
Just a tip, if you guys are like finding it hard to sit there and read the web browser, you can download certain browsers that will read it for you. So you can listen while you take notes on the PowerPoint. Because I can't read a book on it's like a physical copy. So I have to sit there and have the web browser read it to me.
And there's a thing called Google Read and Write. And that might be what you're using, Ariel. So you like just have, it's free usually, and you download it and then you click this little play button. Is that what yours does, Ariel? Yeah. You click this little play button and it'll highlight as it reads. In your book, there tends to be pictures and charts and like they try to make it interesting reading, but like, let's get real. Textbooks aren't interesting. That's why I like conversation and discussion and scenarios, because like that's what you're tested on, you know. The exams we write are being written by Nclex writers. So the professors that write the questions are people who have written for the Nclex, so they know what, you know, what type of questions. Some of the questions on our exams are going to be rote, like you need to know this. And it'll say, what does this mean? And you know it. And some of them are not. It's very different than med-surg though, because community nursing is like, I call it fluff, because you have to have a nursing basis and everything in there you're going to use, you can use in almost any field, because like we started at the beginning, we're a class community, right? Your groups were community. So like, it doesn't matter what kind of nurse you are, you need to have all these community skills. What I have found with most of the students is they find it difficult because they find that they're used to, you guys are used to studying like cardiovascular. What does the heart do? Where does it go? That kind of stuff. Community is not like that. It's much more like applying, you know, concepts to examples. So I will give you guys plenty of case studies. I'll give you plenty of, I'm going to try at the end of class to do some questions on our readings from the week to see what kind of questions you might have. Okay. And all these things are to help you be successful. I know reading is dry and like who wants to listen to it, but I told you I'll record our classes. So if you want to listen to the recording, I'm sorry you have to hear it for 2 hours, my voice, but if it sometimes helps to listen to it again and fill in where you want to, like, you know what I mean? So any other questions that we have? Thanks for that one. That was a good one about the PowerPoints.
I think you answered my question. Victoria was asking me where you're going to record this class section so she can go back and look at it.
Yeah, yep. I'll record it and I will post it probably on announcements. I need you guys to pay attention to announcements though. I try to email you because I know you guys check email good, but you really need to check your announcements because a lot of times Dr. Brown and Dr. Lundy will post things for the entire community group. And if you don't see them, then, you know, because you're not looking at announcements.
Was there something specifically you wanted us to read with the Healthy People 2030 website link that you gave us? Because the link goes into a bunch of more different links. So I wanted to know what was specific that you wanted us to read in that.
Yeah, we'll go over that in a couple minutes. So that's good. You were reading your syllabus, whoever just asked, because that was on your syllabus. All right, so let's all take a look at our syllabus. And the reason I'm doing that, you'll see why in a minute. Let me pull this up. Hold on. Oops. Let me get it. We're going to look at our syllabus and we're going to look. We have an assignment this week, like we talked about, right? And that is going to be due Sunday at midnight. I sent you all an email before class today. And we're gonna share this screen with you. Okay. This is going to be a lot of help for you. What I sent you guys was an APA formatted paper. Okay. And what it shows you is how to do your cover page. Okay. On any APA format, we're gonna have our name, Department of Nursing, Fortis College, your campus, Nursing 206, which is what this is, PM2, and then my name, and then the date. So for the paper you're doing this week, it's really a professional development plan paper. What it is it's a way for me to know what's your thinking, where are you going, okay? So you're gonna give me some short-term goals, you're gonna give me some long-term goals. It's very specific though. This is just a brief, this is how you would set the paper up, okay? You'd put professional development plan paper, you'd have page numbers. What I would suggest is you guys just cut and paste and put it in where it needs to go. That way your formatting will be right on that. And then your plan of action is gonna be how are you gonna achieve these goals? And then your current position. And with your current position, you're gonna tell me how does that help you towards your long-term goals? And your strength and weaknesses. At the bottom, you're gonna have a references page. We're gonna take a look at the rubric right now and see why you need references for this. Almost every single assignment in this class, I will tell you, requires references. So it's a big part of a rubric if you don't do them. So let's look at our rubric. And the reason I'm doing that is because we're all sharing together. We're all looking at where would I get this information if I wasn't sitting in class right now. All right, so here is my syllabus. Everybody can see it, right? I'll make it bigger. Here's my syllabus, right? Here's our textbook. Oh, sorry, 5th edition. I thought it was 7th.
We're looking at that Word document still.
Can you see it? Required textbook?
No.
Oh, gosh. Sorry. Thank you. How about now?
Yes.
Textbook. Okay. Here's our textbook right here. This is all in your syllabus. That's on your pages. The rest of this is just, you know, blah, blah, blah. Here's the little box we just went over. Okay. Key grade assignments. This is where it tells you again that you got to get a 78 on your things. What I want you to look at is here is this chart. Okay. And this is out of class assignments. And I know people are going to say, what? But yes, we require this much time for reading. So you're going to spend a ton of time reading. And like I said, we'll cover as much as we can, but it's only a 2-hour class. It's hard sometimes to cover 7 chapters 2 hours, you know, but we have to get through the material. And it's a quick class, you know, 12 weeks is quick for a class, in my opinion. So it's like a ton of content stuffed in, but it's so you guys, you know, can move on in 12 weeks, you know. So that's something to remember. Like a lot of times, if you were in a bachelor's program, you'd have one class that would last you from January all the way through until like May. So you see, we're really like pushing it all in here. So there's a ton of work, just a ton of work. And this class, I will tell you, it's a lot of work. I think it is, and you know, but I don't think that's a bad thing. All right, so on this syllabus, on page 5, 6, 7, 8, it's quite long, all the way through page 10 is going to be week by week. This is really where I need you to pull out a calendar and write on the calendar based on the syllabus. Okay, so week 1 is this week. So during this week, we're going to have our reading is chapter 1, 2, 3, and 21. And then we're going to complete our professional development plan, which we'll look at in a second. Every single week, due on Wednesday at 6 p.m. is your weekly questions. Every single week you'll have them. So that's what I'm saying, complete and submit attestation. They're called attestation questions, but the questions are like, I'll show you in a minute. They're easy, they're not hard. But you get them to me 24 hours after class. So every Wednesday by 6 p.m. Okay. And then the last thing we have here is review the website, whatever, blah, blah. I want you to make sure you're doing your reading this week. That's your priority. And your professional development plan, which is going to get to me Sunday by midnight. Okay. And so if you go through, you'll see the chapters for every week. And what I would ask you to do is try to get the reading done before class. I know that's not going to be possible every week, but just try to get through some of it, because otherwise you're coming in blind to the content, and that's just really hard. You'll see here our week 3 is our first exam. So we have content from this week, content from next week, and then we're at an exam already. Okay, that's what I mean. You got to keep up on the reading, and we'll go through the PowerPoints with you.
Miss Alanya.
Yep, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to ask you about your Nclex questions, your 50 Nclex. Do you choose topics for us, or do we choose our own topics?
They're chosen for you already.
Okay.
So I don't do anything with them. And some of the stuff, just so you guys know, some of the assignments, they go into my grade book without me even looking at them. I don't even have to look at them. But like your Nclex, I do look at. Your Kaplan, I look at. It just all depends. All right, so anyway, we're looking at this week, what we have to do. Let's take a look at our rubric for this week.
So where do we find out what the topics are for the Nclex?
Once you take it, it'll populate for you what the topics are.
When you go to the assignment details, it tells you what to select.
Does it? I mean, I don't use that system, so I don't know, but okay. I take your word for it. What did you say? When you put in what?
The link, when you click the link, it automatically does it, I think.
Yeah. And then to double check, it tells you in the assignment details, it also tells you how to name the file, because you have to name it like a certain way to submit.
You're right. You have to name it exactly the way it is. Don't stress about the Nclex questions. That's next week. I will tell you guys, do not work ahead. Do not work ahead, because it will do nothing for you. The only thing I would work ahead on is a major paper, which you have in week 9, vulnerable population. It's a PowerPoint thing, but I would not work ahead. And I actually am supposed to put locks on the assignment so that you guys can't, because what you're doing is you're doing a disservice to yourself. The stuff that is on those Nclex questions are covered during our class. So if you're taking the Nclex question just to get them done, you won't do as well as if you wait until take them when they're supposed to be taken. Does that make sense? All right, so let's look at our assignment for this week, which is our professional development. And I'll share that in 1 second. Oops. Come on. Where is that? It's under groups. Not this one. Sorry. I told you I have too many Googles. Oh, this one. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen with you in just a minute. All right, so here we are on our modules. This is where I want you guys to go each Sunday or Monday, and you're going to take a look at your modules. This is where you'd find your student resources, and here's where your textbook is. So I'm going to put it in student mode for you guys, and so you can see it different than mine. So this is how yours looks, right? And so that's where your textbook is. All right, so if you go here to week 1, we have 2 different things. We have our attestation questions, which somebody tell me when are they due?
Wednesday,
Wednesday, what time?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Yep, 24 hours after our class. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're not hard. Okay, so look, here's for this week, this is what it is. It says take the quiz. It's not a quiz, it's an attestation. But what's the policy for late work and % deduction if not turned in on time? We went over this. Somebody answer it for everybody.
Must get approval. And
For 10% deduction within 7 days.
After
What
8
about day
days,
8?
it's a 0.
Yep, day 8 is
And
0.
without approval, it's a 0.
Yep. So you guys just answered question 1 for yourselves. You're going to type it up yourself. I just do this at the end of class. So everybody, it's not like a lot of work. Define primary care. I'll tell you that's probably in chapter 2. So look in chapter 2 for primary care. And then you're always going to state whose lecture you attended, which is mine, and then the date. And that's it. Okay. But every week we're going to have these questions. Not the same, of course, but it has to do with our lecture or whatever. So, all right. So we already got question 1 done. Primary care, I'm going to tell you, you guys need to read this week. So find that in your reading. But this is due tomorrow. So I'm pretty sure it's chapter 2. All right. And then we're going to, then we're going to look at our paper, which is due Sunday at midnight. Okay, so this is what we're doing. We're doing a 2-year professional development plan. I gave you that outline telling you what you should have in there. 2 to 3 page paper, APA format. Can everyone see this?
Yes.
Okay, good. 2 to 3 pages. You're going to name it. Nursing 206 _ week 1 _ your name. I don't know what ASSN is, but just _ your name. Okay. Okay, here is our rubric. I will tell you, like I said, when I go to grade something, the rubric pops up. I don't make up the grades. I click on them. So if I were writing, what I'm going to make sure I include for our short and long-term goals is my current position, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, and what are my areas of concern. Like I'm strong in maternal health, I'm strong in patient care, I'm strong in managing multiple things, those kind of things. Weaknesses, I need to develop my clinical skills, something like that. Areas of concern, and what am I going to do to make myself better? Okay, if you include just your short and long-term goals, but you don't have any strengths and weaknesses, or you don't have a good plan of action, you see where you go to a 2. And if you're vague and just, not a whole lot of content, you're going to get a 1. Organization is well organized. I gave you the separate headings. That's why I said cut and paste in those headings. And main points are clear and you transition well. It's a well-written paper. You get 3 points. If it's sort of disorganized a little bit, 2. If it's completely disorganized or difficult to follow, then it's a 1. Okay. Spelling, grammar, and APA. This is going to be in every single rubric in this class. This is only 3 points, and a lot of them it's like 6 to 8 points. So no spelling or grammar errors. APA format is correct, and it's the appropriate length. What's our appropriate length on this one?
2 to 3 pages.
So make sure it's 2 to 3 pages. APA
When you
format,
say
I gave you the
2 to
paper, so cut and paste.
Quick question. When you say 2 to 3 pages, that includes the cover and the references?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Thank you.
Cover and references is always going to be separate. Don't ever count that in your page numbers. I'm not a big one to say write a paper and make it, I don't like, do 1,000 words or whatever. That's very strange to me that people ever do that. But around about, 2 to 3 pages tells you about how much content you should have. What I want you to do
Unmute.
is do a little research for yourself. Figure out, like, if you want to be somebody said a wound care nurse. What do wound care nurses have to go for? What certs do they have to get? Certifications do they have to get? What kind of training do they have? That's a great way to find an APA resource in there. Okay, so you understand this is mostly like just opinion, but I need something in there telling me you spent some time doing a little research.
Is that going to be what you would say would be references? Okay.
And what I found with APA format, and I don't know why, but it seems like it's an area that we really all need to improve upon. So what I want you to make sure that you are doing is you guys have an APA, I feel like it's under Writing Center, hold on. Yep. If you go under your modules and if you go under student resources and you go under Writing Center, here's an APA style tutorial. We'll open it up for you. Okay, no. Okay, so here it's going to tell you there'll be some videos on it. There'll be how to do it. There'll be how to write the papers, how to power phrase. This is a great one. Citing references. And we're I'm gonna ask you to watch that video on your own. This one, citing references, because I think that's a hard area. And it's just a really good resource for you. Purdue OWL too, we'll pull up real quick. I'll show you what that is.
Graham, did you say nursing journals only? Thought I saw that somewhere.
No, what we want is we want good reference sites though. We don't want google.com, typing it in. So you want references that you would feel comfortable explaining your practice with. So that could be nursing standards, nursing practice and policies. It could be a journal. It could be a book. It could be out of our textbook. I mean, any of those you need legit sources though, right? You can't just like Google something and say, oh, this looks fun. All right, so on Purdue, this is where we go, and you click on the Writing Lab. Let me see. Oh no, hold on. You go to the online Writing Lab, and then here is where on the left side here is all different general writing, research, and citation. If you click on them, they'll show you how to cite references. Okay, avoiding plagiarism, that kind of stuff. You guys have used that site before, yeah?
Yeah.
No? Okay, so all you have to do is you Google Purdue OWL, and it will pop up. It'll be your first link, and then you're gonna click on online, and it'll help you like put it in the whole thing. Like here, look. So when you click in, it'll say, so it can help you here. If you say it's a website and you type in your website, and then you'll say cite, and then it'll show you how to cite it. So it's really helpful, and it gives you different choices: a book, a journal, or an online video. Okay. So if I were you guys, I would bookmark this because you're going to need this all throughout the course. What else? So for this week, we know what we're doing. I just was thinking we were going to do something. Let me just check my notes here. What else I want to do? What else do we have question-wise?
I am actually trying to get into the book, and I have clicked on 2 different links, and none of them are actually pulling up a book.
So it
One
should.
of them pulled up answer keys for practice applications, case studies, and review questions for the chapter, but no actual pages to read.
When you,
And
so
then I pulled up
what
the
you should be
Bible
able to do
bookshelf.
is when you click on bookshelf tutorial and e-textbook access, it should be right there for you, and it's through Vital Source. So it takes you to another link. Vital
Well,
Source
I've
is
got
another.
nothing to
Okay.
click on.
Yep. Go to the one on the left-hand side. Does everybody see on the left-hand side Vital Source bookshelf? in your homepage?
You can also go through the modules where it says weekly reading and then just click there. It'll take you directly to the.
Does that take you to the book? I don't know that takes you to the
It
book.
doesn't
Yeah.
take you
It
to the
does.
book. It takes you, it doesn't take me to the book.
Okay, so Kathleen, then we probably have an issue with you.
You have to add the book first, because I had to do that before, like last week when we got everything in there. So when you go to the student references and it sends you this page, if you scroll down where it shows you this stuff here, you have to make your account first. And then once you make that account, it should get you to your book.
So the link that's right under what you hit, Professor Alani, the ones where it literally just says the link for the book, the name of it, if you click that, that takes you into the modules. You just click to load it in a new window. So that very next link right below that in the modules, it takes you right to it.
Yeah, if you go back to the modules,
We'll go to the
below,
reading.
well, no, ma'am, if you go back up to,
Oops. Sorry. You could tell I like to click quickly. Go ahead.
okay, so you see vital source tutorial, and then below it is a link with that kind of infinity
foundation.
sign looking
Yeah,
icon.
that's the one I
Yes.
was talking about.
That's, yeah, I had to go that way too. I couldn't get it through vital source. I had to click on that link there, and it
Yeah,
took me
that's
to the
the way I could do it too.
Okay, Kathleen, can you click on that link?
It's
I
under
clicked on
student
it.
resource. Okay. Do you have a vital source account already?
Yeah,
I've
and then you click
never-
on this, load found it,
Yes.
right? You
Yes.
click on that gray box.
Yeah, well, the first time I
Kathleen,
clicked on
stay
it,
on
it
at the
didn't
end. We'll go
send
through it
me
together,
here.
okay? Because
You don't have a pop-up.
all right, so we'll work on it, Kathleen, don't worry.
Okay.
All right, so we are at the end. I didn't have time to do any of the PowerPoints.
You're going to be sending those to us though, right?
Yeah, I am. I know, but I just wanted to go through it with you guys and with the textbook so like it can help you read and use the PowerPoints, but all right, if anybody wants help with it, you can stay on after. I'm not going to keep you guys late though. So, all right, so for this week, we have due tomorrow.
Attestation.
Due Sunday, professional development plan. Please follow the rubric. Please follow the rubric. I want you guys to do well, and that's all I use to grade. If you
If
have
we
any
com-
questions with APA format, send me a text, send me an email. We'll go through it together on Zoom.
If we complete it, like the paper beforehand and send like a rough draft to you, will you like go through it and send us back a copy? Okay.
I will always do that. Thank you for bringing that up, Ariel. I tell everyone, please send me your papers before you submit them. I'll look at them and critique them and tell you what to fix. And that way you get a better grade, you know?
Miss Alani, a question for you.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm clarifying.
Uh-huh.
For the email that you sent us about the professional development plan, that is a reference guide to exactly how you want us to do it, right?
So it's your formatting. Yep. So when you go into that
Yes.
Word document, yep, it has the title for you, short-term goals or whatever. So that I want you to leave that and then fill in your stuff about the short-term goal. Then the next
Got
one,
you.
fill in the long-term goal. Make sense?
Okay.
It's just to help you format it so that you don't like, stress about that. Don't stress
Got you.
about that. I need you guys to focus on reading this week, 1, 2, 3, and 21. PowerPoints will go out as soon as we end our class. Use those as a study, as a reading reference, really, as a guide to read. Content is a lot. It's heavy. It's thick content. So I need you to stick with it. We'll review 1, 2, 3, 21, and then we have another bunch that we're going to do next week. But 1, 2, 3, and 21, I do want you to know is primarily based on your reading, because we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on that because next week we have some more chapters to cover, and then we have that exam that following week. So
if you happen to go through like the PowerPoints with another class, could you send us maybe that recording so we can
I
watch
would, but I'm
it?
only teaching one class this semester. I
Oh,
have too
okay.
much on my plate right now, but I'm happy to go through the PowerPoints with anybody. If you guys want to stick on, I'm happy to go through the PowerPoints, at least one of the chapters with you. But I want to be sensitive to everyone's time. I do not run late on class ever.
Does the other teachers post theirs?
What?
Asking if the
What'd she say?
other professors, do they post their recordings only
No.
for test review?
Yeah, just for test review.
I have a quick question. You
Mhm.
said with the professional development, you want us to keep the parts that you put up there on there, just
Yeah, so
and
use the
then-
rubric and use that paper just as like a guide, because they'll have like a title and then you put the stuff about that under there. And then the next title, you put the stuff about that. It all follows with the rubric though.
Okay, so you leave what you have on there and just
Leave what I have on there, but don't include, I think it says, here, let me just pull it up real quick. I don't want this to be confusing for you guys. It was supposed to be helpful, but if it gets to be too confusing, then I would say don't. Okay, so see here where it says strengths, weaknesses, start your narrative. Obviously, you'll take start your narrative out and you'll leave strengths there, you know what I mean? And like here, state narrative here, you're not gonna leave state narrative here. You're gonna do your narrative. You're gonna say what you want to say. Does that make sense?
Are we able to save that document and then edit it?
Yep. And I would save that document, like just as like a baseline for you guys, if you're like, because you'll have another paper to do, but we didn't get to Healthy People 2030, but don't stress about Healthy People 2030 this week. I mean, look at the website if you want. You're supposed to pick a topic for an assignment down the road, but if I were you, I'd focus on your reading, and Healthy People 2030 is going to be an assignment you're going to do. So if you have some extra time, because I know you guys probably have absolutely nothing to do but spend a lot of time reading and clicking on websites. So if you have any time, look at the Healthy People 2030. If not, we'll talk about it at the beginning of next week. Okay.
If people do happen to stay late and you go over the PowerPoints, can you just record that and send it to
Yep,
us?
I'm not going to stop recording. Yep.
Okay.
I'll keep
all right.
recording.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep, sure. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. I know it was a lot of dry detail stuff tonight, but that's how we start the class because that's what we have to do, right? So we'll do what we got to do. But I tell you, I'm in it with you. I will help you. Please reach out to me if you hit a stumbling block, you don't understand something. That is my job, and that is why I am here. I really enjoy teaching, and I want to help you the best I can. I'll tutor you. I'll do whatever I need to do. Just get in touch with me. Get your calendars out, get your stuff done, because like I said, we have this week, which we covered so far. We have next week, and then we have an exam that third week. So we have a lot of stuff to really do for this week on, independently, because you got to do the reading. Okay. All right. To happy Tuesday night. We're halfway there, almost Wednesday.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye, y'all.
All right, guys, we're gonna look at some PowerPoints. It's funny. No, I won't even say anything. Okay, Kathleen, did you find the book yet?
Well, I found something, but it's not looking really, well, maybe it is.
It's really hard. Let me show you what mine looks like when I open the book. I'm gonna
Okay.
I'll show you. So for me, I'm gonna do it 1 second. I'm gonna share with you in a second. Let me just see here. It's loading the book for me. Okay, so when I open it up, this is what it looks like. We're looking at chapter 1. Is that what it looks like for you?
Okay, so it is part 1. And then the
book.
community and prevention thing.
Yep. And then what you do is you click on the little arrow, you see it next to part 1. And then you click on 1, and that'll be your first reading, chapter 1.
Okay.
Okay. I told you it's rough because it's like really.
Man, I don't like this.
I know. It's hard.
My
I have
other
to tell
books
you when
weren't like this.
Huh?
My other online books, I didn't have to go through all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, once you open it, it should be easier for you. You have it
Yeah,
open
well-
now, so it should be easy.
Yeah, now that I
Right.
know where it's at and what it looks like.
Right. I know. But good. I'm glad you got it. Let me open up our PowerPoints real quick and I'll go through chapter 1 with you guys. So during our class, what I tend to do is I will highlight in the book as we're going along, and sometimes I'll show you the book so I can tell you what to highlight. Like, so see here, this is chapter 1. And in chapter 1, the first thing they talk about are 2 things we want to know about. It's community-based nursing and then community-oriented nursing. And we want to know the difference between the 2. So let me show you your PowerPoints for this week. I gotta stop sharing. I have to open your PowerPoints. Hold on. All right, so our PowerPoint for chapter 1.
Lonnie, so the issue I'm having with my my book so far is when I click on the vital source, it says it'll open in a new browser, and it hasn't opened up. It just keeps.
Do you have the gray box that says load?
I did, and I clicked it, and now, but it's just I just getting gray bubbles now. It's been going like
It'll
this.
take a little bit. Yep. Let the gray bubbles keep going.
Okay.
They should populate into the book.
Okay.
All right. So we talked about that community orienting nursing and community based nursing. And so what I want you to look at here is on our. Oops. I'm going to share with you in a second. All right, here's chapter 1 PowerPoints. So you see that first paragraph, the first 2 paragraphs we were just reading. So community-based nursing is going to focus on illness care. Community-oriented nursing is going to focus on more quality of life and the health of people and things like that. Okay, so those are 2 different topics that I really want you to know about. So it's either focusing on illness care and hospital care and, like, you know, they're sickly, and then community oriented is when we're looking at how to improve the life and help with public health nursing. Public health nursing is a topic that we cover in chapter 1 as well. And here we go. So we know that public health, we organize community efforts and we try to promote the health of our communities. So what are some benefits? We're going to have a good life expectancy, decrease in death and things like that, population focused approaches to public health that could prevent up to early death. So really, when we look at public health, we're figuring out what can we do to help us as a community be a little healthier. Okay. And so when we look at public health, you know, we said it provides many benefits. Here are some of their functions. They're an assessment, policy development, and assurance. When we look at how does healthcare services, how do they work? We have our population base, which is at the very bottom. We're going to have clinical prevention, which goes above that because a lot of community nursing is going to be prevention. Then we have primary healthcare, secondary and tertiary, and we're going to talk a ton about primary, secondary, and tertiary throughout the semester. So a lot of times we see it as a prevention, but on this one, we're looking at it as healthcare. Some services that we see of public health. These are the different things that they do. I wouldn't spend a whole ton of time on that. But when we look at public health nursing, we look at it's community focused, right? We're teaching to whatever community we need. Could be urban, meaning, you know, in the city, could be rural, could be anywhere, right? And so we have that, and we look at those different focuses. We have interventions, and they're going to be at the community level, and they may also be at the individual level. And we really focus on, we come back to that community-oriented member and community-based nursing. And so that's a big piece of our reading here. Our goal with community-based is going to manage our care when we're community-based. When we're oriented, the way I like you guys to remember this is oriented means like, think about orientation like we just did, right? You're teaching the things to try to prevent or to try to help or to try to make it better. And community-based is you're already there. You're having illness care, you need to take care of it. So community-oriented nursing may be something like providing health care to promote the quality of life. And then there's 3 different modes, that we would use with public health nursing, and challenges that we look for in the future. So we want to make sure that we have less expensive care. Community is more appealing and people will pay attention to it. So when we go through our PowerPoints, do you see how this kind of helps guide us? It gives us like an overview a little bit. And if you go back to the book, let me show you the book again. Where's my book? So here, this whole paragraph kind of is summarized in that one where it tells you what the 2 different types are and what types. And here is the example we just saw in the PowerPoint. Where do we see community-oriented nursing? Give me examples of it. And here's where do we see community-based nursing and some examples of it. This defines public health, and we know we just saw that slide defining public health. And then there's a lot in this section, but we see this again. See how they added that to the PowerPoint? So it really helps guide you. Does that help you?
Yes.
See, it's really good like that because it'll give you the things that we think are important, during the reading. And then a lot of, through your reading, you're going to find a lot of Healthy People 2020 stuff. And that'll be examples and you'll see why that's important. Evidence-based practice, we always have that in our chapters as well. And then that's about it. So as far as here, it was where I did my Healthy People 2020, because this is something we will see throughout the chapters and it's on every exam. Healthy People 2020 goals and what has happened. We're now at Healthy People 2030, but this book was written in 2018. So that's why we focus on 2020, and it kind of aligns. They align, like they change a little bit as time goes on, but they sort of align as a whole. So I always will focus you guys on your Healthy People 2020 goals and objectives. Yeah, I know I went through that super quick, but I don't want to keep you guys forever.
That's okay. Thank you.
All right. So see why I would say print them out and have them next to you when you're reading.
Absolutely.
You're going to see like clips and you're like, oh, this is important,
Right.
So I'm going to send it out right now. It'll be chapter 1, 2, 3, 21.